Imagine spending the next few weeks with your coach, and when he spends private time tutoring you to get better in Dota, trying to create better strategies, he's touching your butt.
Yeah.
He's giving you extra tight hugs. And he's massaging your shoulders. How would you feel? Yes, guys. In this episode, Sammy Boy,
aka Samuel Anderson, a player from the United States of America,
was sexually harassed by his coach, Loomdum. This is reality, and this is Crystalis Dota. Make sure you subscribe to get crazy content just like this. Honestly, this story is kind of derailing from my usual content, but it's something that happened to a Dota player, and I want the world to know about it. I want you guys to have a reaction to it. What do you guys think about it? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this story. Sammy Boy says that he was sexually harassed by Chase Loomdum Stern. In this story, we're going to get a couple of perspectives about Loomdum. Loomdum originally worked with several other teams in the past, from Cloud9 to TI6, Digital Chaos, to the Final Tribe. According to Sammy Boy, the carry player of Vendetta, before the Dream League Season 10 minors, he invited all of his teammates to his place so that they can play the qualifiers from the same house. Due to financial reasons, somehow only the team coach, Loomdum, arrived to the house, and this was supposed to be a one-weekend stay. In addition, I'd like to give a little bit of context regarding Loomdum, who is the coach that's appointed as the tutor for Sammy Boy. The reason why Sammy Boy and other players respect him so highly was because Loomdum was one of two coaches that led Digital Chaos on their crazy run at TI6, where they placed second. So based on that, he had a little bit of recognition in the Dota international scene. Sammy Boy wanted to learn, so maybe he too one day could become second at TI. It's a big accomplishment. But we will later find out that Loomdum was taking advantage of his past glories. I'll explain that in a little bit. In quotes, Sammy says, "We talked about it, how it'd be important to draft in person, and so I offered him to come to my house for the weekend qualifiers. And for Lowcorn, Gunnar, Robot Twice, my other teammates to come as well for a mini boot camp. It ended up that none of them were able to come. Only the coach, Loomdum, would come. This would begin the most weirdest 3 to 4 weeks of my life." One specific statement that he says that speaks volumes is, "I don't want to go into specifics, but he pretty much sexually harassed me in my own house in front of my roommates, and did so in a way which made it very difficult to speak up about it." Now, let me stop and pause for 1 second. So basically, this is what happened. He invited Loomdum over. He invited his whole team, only Loomdum made it. Now, Loomdum was supposed to stay for 1 week. Instead, he stayed for 3 to 4 weeks. And then, Sammy Boy felt awkward when he was near his coach. Sammy Boy says, "I would ask my roommates to leave the door open because I felt scared. But Loomdum insisted that the doors remain shut." So, if you're wondering about this statement, why is the coach requesting the door be closed? If he has nothing to hide, why is he shutting doors? It's exactly as you can imagine it. He's touching Sammy Boy in a weird way. In a way that no one can attest to. That no one can say that they saw it. It's really, really a dark and sickening way of touching other boys. On the contrary, Loomdum made a big post on Reddit, which he later edited by himself, but it was screenshotted by someone, and in the original post he said, "I briefly worked with Alliance, Digital Chaos, Cloud9, and TFT, smaller teams, and some involving Vendetta and past things. I've had problems with Blitz, Boba, and conflicting problems with Loda, Kyle. I've had issues with numerous other players, who I will not even mention, and did a poor job at running C9 with D-Ban." And then, surprisingly, he continues to rant and attempts to ruin William Blitz Lee's reputation, his image. It was truly, truly insane. And for those that want to see him, here's a picture of him. It's the guy with the girly looking hairstyle. Yeah, that's Loomdum right there next to Saksa at TI6 with Team Digital Chaos. But there's more, guys. There's more craziness in this story. Apparently, there was some unsettled problems from the time he was with Digital Chaos. Right after Sammy Boy said all of this, Blitz on Reddit post also said the same thing. He said, quote, "Loomdum's legit insane. He keeps telling everyone that he was the reason that Team Liquid won TI7, even though they fired him because nobody trusted him. And he kept trying to get Misery to fire me and asked for 100,000 USD upfront and 10% of all future winnings in exchange for winning DC, TI, and fixing all the problems. On top of that, he randomly used to hit on friends of mine, and when we told him to not continue, he would keep doing it. Bruh. The guy is one of the biggest creeps in Dota. So Blitz, along with Sammy Boy, both are accusing Loomdum of being insane. Sammy is saying he's sexually harassed by this guy, and Blitz is saying that he's crazy. The post goes on and says, "I told Gunnar about 50 times that Loomdum has major issues and he's been doing this predatory behavior for some time. But he manages to convince everyone that he knows a lot about the game due to past associations with good teams. And here's what happens. Loomdum works for a good team. Then they find out that he's useless and he's creepy, and then they fire him. He uses that former position to get the next job, and rinse and repeat. It sucks ass that what happened to Sammy Boy because he's a good guy that's just trying to get better at the game, and we should commend him for coming forward with this." Now some people might think Sammy Boy is wrong for saying this, but no, it takes a lot of courage to come out and say, "My coach was sexually harassing me." This is a big accusation, but the fact that he did say it shows how much courage he has. Also, we notice that the coach Loomdum is using his past history. It's kind of like a resume to get jobs in the Dota Professional League. And he keeps doing the same thing over and over. This guy is a repeat criminal. He knows how to create the scene, and then he makes his act happen. He's a total creep, as these two posts have shown. Lastly, Loomdum has now edited every single part of his post. He then changed the post and says, "I liked Sammy, yes. What he said was completely over-exaggerated and overblown. With that being said, I deeply apologize if I made him feel uncomfortable." Original post sounded as if it was full of hate, when in fact, all I have is fear. The accusations are untrue. However, it hurts even more to see people with personal beef with me to take advantage of a situation that they were in no part to also attack me. So now, it's up to you guys, my Dota community, my Dota friends. Do you think Loomdum is to blame, or was it Sammy Boy's fault for inviting him over to his house? Is it okay to abuse player and coach relationship like this? Perhaps it goes beyond Dota. Perhaps it extends to the relationship of what a teacher and a student should have. Do you guys think sexual harassment goes on in these kind of environments? What do you think should happen to the criminal Loomdum? Is he a criminal? If you guys like these kind of insane stories, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Until next time, this is Crystalis Dota.